Next article now under Title 2 is Article 125, which is the delay in delivery of detained persons to judicial authorities. So the elements are as follows. Number one, the offender made a lawful arrest. So unlike in 124, illegal yung arrest kasi wala siyang grounds for the arrest. Walang warrant of arrest. Wala ding ground for the warrantless arrest. But here in Article 125, merong valid arrest. So it's either merong warrant of arrest or it is justified by the grounds on warrantless arrest. Second element is there is failure to deliver said detained person within 12, 18, or 36 hours. So, ano yung significance ng hours dito? 12 hours siya if the crimes or offenses committed is punishable by light penalties. So, nakakategory siya, no? Depende kung ano yung crime na nakomit. Kung light crime lang, or a crime that is punishable by light penalties, then 12 hours lang pwedeng i-detain yung person. Second is 18 hours. That is for crimes or offenses punishable by correctional penalties. And 36 hours for crimes or offenses punishable by afflictive or capital penalties. So ano example ng mga capital penalties? Yung reclusion perpetua or death, di ba? Those are examples of capital punishment. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng Article 125? Ibig sabihin nito, kung kunyari daw yung police officer ay nakahuli sila ng criminal person accused of a crime, let's say for example, caught in flagrante delicto. So, nahuli nila while nagnanakaw siya, no? While he or she is committing the crime of theft, di ba? So, nahuli nila in flagrante, in plain view, nakita nila. So, ngayon, dinakip nila. So, under the law on arrest, allowed yan siya basta in flagrante delicto, nakita mo while he is committing the crime, no? Hindi yung tapos na. Yung kinukumit niya ang crime, habang kinukumit niya, nahuli mo siya. So, pwede mo siyang hulihin. That is warrantless arrest. There is no need for a warrant of arrest, no? So, nahuli mo na. So, complied yung first element, lawful arrest. Ngayon, kinulong mo siya, syempre, di ba? I-deliver mo siya sa nearest police station or kung saan ka nakadestino na police station. So, nakakulong siya doon. Sabi ng batas, meron lang limit yung hours na pwede mo siyang i-detain. Kailangan, within that period, ma-deliver mo siya or anong ibig sabihin ng deliver? Kailangan makapag-file ka ng complaint or information in court within that period. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng delivery, no, to judicial authorities. Dapat naka-file ka ng criminal complaint or information, no? So, depende siya sa offense na nakomit, no? Kung kunyari, yung offense is punishable by light penalty, so hanggang 12 hours lang pwede siya i-detain. Kung correctional penalties naman, hanggang 18 hours lang. Kung capital punishment naman, hanggang 36 hours lang. Otherwise, kung hindi mo siya ma-file ng case in court, then you will be held liable under Article 125, no? For the delay in the delivery of detained persons to judicial authorities. So, example, detaining someone for 2 days without filing charges. Kasi yung 2 days, that's 48 hours. So, that's way beyond 36 hours limit, di ba? So, let's take up the case of Medina versus Orozco to further understand this particular article. So, we have this case of Medina versus Orozco. The facts are as follows. Arthur Medina E. Umul, petitioner, and 2 others were accused of murdering Marcelo Sangalang E. Diwa. The crime occurred on October 31, 1965. On November 7, 1965 at around 9 a.m., a prosecutor conducted a preliminary investigation in Medina's presence. Medina was formally arrested at about 12 p.m. and detained at Caloocan City Jail. So, November 7, 1965 siya na detained at 12 p.m., no? But the crime was committed October 31, 1965. So, the information for murder was not filed. So, hindi siya na-file until November 10, 1965, roughly 75 hours after the arrest, exceeding the 36-hour limit set for capital offenses under Article 125. So, lumagpas siya sa 36 hours no, na limit for detention. Now, the issue here is, did petitioner's detention from November 7 to November 10, 1965 amount to arbitrary detention in violation of Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code? The ruling of the Supreme Court is that there is no violation found. Very, parang surprising. Although over 36 hours elapsed, the Supreme Court recognized exceptional circumstances. The Supreme Court noted that November 7 was a Sunday, which is walang government work. November 8 was a public holiday, wala ding government work. And November 9 was an election day, which is a non-working day. These days rendered it impractical for the fiscal, court stenographer, clerk, or judge to prepare and file the information, docket the case, and issue a commitment order. So the court emphasized that the detainee was brought before the proper judicial authority on the first office day following arrest. Accordingly, there was no arbitrary detention under Article 125. So parang nagulat tayo, di ba? 75 hours pero walang arbitrary detention. Ito ang kailangan nating i-consider. Sabi ng rules, the rule is that a person subject of a warrantless arrest must be delivered to the proper judicial authorities within the periods provided in Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code. Otherwise, the public official or employee could be held liable for the failure to deliver. Diba yun yung rule? Pero, merong exception to that rule. Except if grounded on reasonable and allowable delays. So, yan yung i-take note natin, no, na hindi siya absolute rule na pag mag-go beyond 12 hours, 18 hours, and 36 hours, agad-agad liable na yung police officer. Hindi po. Kasi meron tayong exception, no? Especially kung yung days na in between, nag-fall siya on non-working days or holidays. Kasi nga, these are reasonable delays. Parang sabi ng Supreme Court, valid yung reason kung bakit siya na-delay. Pero kung wala namang non-working days in between, tapos sinadya na i-delay yung pag-file ng complaint, then that's the time that the police officer will be held liable. Pero there is another principle here. Under Article 125 of the Revised Penal Code, however, no, the accused or the offender can waive his right under Article 125 if he opt for the conduct of preliminary investigation. So, pwede niyang i-waive yung kanyang right under Article 125, meaning to say, pwedeng ma-delay yung kanyang pag-file ng complaint, pag-deliver sa kanya sa judicial authorities, kung mag-sign siya ng waiver at mag-avail siya ng preliminary investigation. Ano ba yung preliminary investigation? Yan yung proceedings sa prosecution level, wherein the prosecutor will determine kung meron bang probable cause in order to file a complaint in court. So parang pag-aralan pa nila yung mga evidence, yung facts, bago sila mag-file ng complaint. And usually, it would take time, beyond 36 hours. So, pag gusto ng accused na mag-avail ng preliminary investigation, then magpirma lang siya ng waiver, at pwede na siyang i-detain for longer, for a period longer than that prescribed under Article 125. Pero, may tanong, unlimited ba yung time? Kasi nag-waiver na siya, di ba? Is it indefinite? Wala ba siyang limit? The Supreme Court said, no. Hindi siya indefinite yung extension ng kanyang detention. Kasi sabi ng Supreme Court, limited lang din siya sa period allowed for the conduct of preliminary investigation. So hanggang dun lang siya sa proceedings ng preliminary investigation. Hindi pwedeng patagalin din masyado kasi meron ding period prescribed sa paggawa ng preliminary investigation. Now, speaking of judicial authority, because we made mention of this term, delay in the delivery of detained persons to judicial authority. So, sino ba yung judicial authorities na minimension ng article? Saan ba natin sila i-deliver? So, meaning ng judicial authority is that it refers to the courts of justices or judges of said courts vested with judicial power to order the temporary detention or confinement of a person charged with having committed a public offense, that is, the Supreme Court and other such inferior courts as may be established by law. So, yung mga judicial authorities natin, starting from the municipal trial court, dito sa mga munisipyo, at saka cities. Meron din tayong regional trial court, para sa mga provinces, provincial, tsaka ang kanilang coverage. Then we have Court of Appeals and the Supreme Court. So sila yung mga tinatawag nating judicial authorities.